Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Okay, so what we have to do now is we've got to fill this gap in with a piece of material that's going to work. And I had that piece of one or half by, but it just wasn't quite long enough. So I went and got a piece of, I wanted to get 3/4 because I didn't want to cut it down all this far, but all they had was one inch. So we're going to cut a 1-inch piece down to fit in there fairly tight. And I think one way to bring that into play is to find something that's going to fit. And I have a little wedge here. You know, we're not going for precision once again. Run the wedge in till it binds, and then mark it. And there's where our width is, right there. Let's see what we got. We have got 590. All right, so we're going to cut 410 thousandths out of this piece of material. Okay, we got her chucked up, and I'd like to say we could take 50 thousandths out at a time, but I don't think that's going to happen because we're hanging out here pretty much. So we're going to try to take 25 and see what we can come up with. We'll take it up, take the table up until we can hit. There's hit. We're going to mark 0 on the DRO, and let's just cut what we've got. Okay, we got a good clean cut there. I'm going to go in and round over these edges a little bit and be right back. Okay, we're going to flip this upside down because that's our nice sharp edge, and work from this end. Okay, start her up. Well, okay, it's the next day. Last night we got up about, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning and went over to the local lookout and watched the moon eclipse. That was pretty cool. And you know, it took about an hour, froze my butt off, but I had a great time. So now we're back to this, and let me bring you down and let's have a look at it. Now, I've been having trouble getting a consistent measurement across here, and I think what's the problem is of course I'm taking 30 thousandths cuts, which means there's going to be a little bit of flex out here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a 5 thousandths cut and take it real slow all the way across here, and then clean up the edge, flip it over, and start cutting from the other side. And I think I'm going to get a little tighter measurement, or a little more square measurement. So let's just take 5/1000ths. We're going to slow our travel down. All right, we're going to take this over to the sander and just break those edges just a little bit. And we'll be All right, we got her flipped over. Let's try this again. First, let's take a measurement and see what the difference is. And we're at 674 on this side. Come on. And 672 on that side. Well, that's not too far off. Okay. I can live with that. So, we're going to take 25/1000ths just to get us squared up. A little bit of oil. Ready to go. Take it out, go clean up the rough edges, and give it a trial. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's have a look. We've got our our ram, excuse me, we got our ram all the way down. We've got our piece squared up in the ram, and we drop this in. Oh man, that is going to fit just right. Look at that, beautifully. Okay. Okay, so we can get this plate up fairly close. I'm thinking within about a 1/16 of an inch or something like that. And this plate, we're going to get closer by taking a radius out of the plate itself, but not right now. Now we'll check it out and see if we can get this forming tool out, and we can. and which means that we can get the spacer out too. Yep, good. All right, so that's there. This is here. Oh, and also when we flip it over and use the heavier side, we'll just have to get a spacer for underneath. Let's see what we've got. Maybe we can use this. We can. Whoops, yeah, that's not going to work, is it? All right, so we'll bring this back. And let's put our... Let's see here. That's flat. Okay, let's put our ram back in. Get that to lock in place. This is gonna sit right here like this. And that's gonna sit there like that. And it looks pretty close. Looks like it needs to be just a bit higher. But that's not bad. Okay, take that out. Take this out. Well, no, actually we want to leave that in because that is our distance. Well, take it out carefully. Take this out. Put this in. Put this in. This comes up against there. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we've got a pretty good sized gap here, which we absolutely need in order to be able to rotate that thing and make it come in the other direction. So that's okay. I think we can live with that. So for right now, we're going to get this centered this way. And I think what we need to do is put our... I'm going to mark this. We need to put our plate. We can actually just drop everything in there. Look at that. And that can come in like that. And this can come in like this. Square up on the piece. And then we'll have just the slightest bit of gap here and the slightest bit of gap here, and we're going to center it from this direction. We're going to come in, what do we got? We got an inch and a something and a little under an inch. So let's go that way a bit and we'll go inch per inch. There's 1 inch. And there's almost 1 inch, or a little over 1 inch. Slightly over 1 inch. And slightly over 1 inch. So we're set there. We're squared up with our piece. Yes. Now what we're going to do is clamp it on both sides, and this will be set, and then we'll just drill our holes. nice. We'll do the same here. And since these pieces of metal come from the same chunk, all we have to do is square up one end and we're set. Okay, we're all set there. We can go ahead and take this out for now. Oh, no, that's going to be fine. And what we need to do is find something to stand this up on so the clamps aren't going to be in the way. Okay, so we've got our receiver centered, and we've taken a lathe bit, which is fairly accurate. We've dropped it into the center of that, so we have this really nice, clean, crisp center line here. We brought this square up to the edge of our plate, and now we're going to measure from the tip to the edge of the plate, which really we need to come in closer, because I want to get it 1/4 inch. And there's 1/4 inch right there. I mean, I want each segment to start at 1/4 inch from the center of the bend. But that might be a problem. Let's see if we're going to be able to get that same measurement from our smaller. I'm almost positive. Let's take this out. Put this in at the other angle. Drop our ram down again to get it to center out. Okay, take the ram back up. And take a measurement from the center. Well, that's not exactly. Well, oh, there's a little chip right there. That's better. Still got a little bit of a rock, but not bad. Okay, now all right, center to that, and this is the one where we want the accuracy, so we're going to have to back it up. We're at 750. That's 3/4. I don't think we can get, well, we can get it closer. That's just about right on the money. Let's bring it in from this side. Yep, that's it right there. Oops, we move back a bit. Okay, we're going to move the plate back just a little bit. There it is right there. All right, now let's do it on the other end. Well, it looks pretty much right on the money. Okay, so that's good on both sides. We are squared up as far as the two plates are concerned. Looks good. Let's put our clamp back on. And we'll put this clamp back on. All right, nice. So from that point, now we can take and drill our holes, and because this thing is bigger than my table is able to move around, I'm just going to go ahead and find the holes and drill them one at a time, kind of free floating. So we will find the holes by going to center, and I'm thinking just kind of come in, since we already have these lines. Let me let that set up for a minute. While we're waiting, we can put our drill head in. Find an appropriate drill bit and counter drill and tap. Oh, and some screws. All right, so now we've got an 832 screw head to put in there, and luckily it's a stainless screw head, so it'll match up nicely, which takes a number 29 drill bit. We'll drop that in here. Oops, wait a second. No, we want to get a center drill first. Because we don't want this thing bouncing all over the place, and with stainless steel that has a tendency to happen. So we bring it in as far as we can. bring it down. As close as we can. I think we're pretty much right on the money there. Maybe a little bit further. No, actually not. Back to about right there. And how are we doing on the line? I'd say we're pretty much right there. And there's enough weight here that's just going to hold it in place, hopefully. And we'll just drill our hole, and that looks pretty good. Now this is stainless steel, so the job is to turn it real slow and steady torque. Let's see what that's going to look like. Yeah, that should do. Lots of oil. Okay, we made it through the stainless pretty painlessly. Tighten up the grip here. Oh. A little bit more oil. Oh, now that we're through the stainless, we can speed it up. And crank it up. What I do is turn it off just as soon as it makes contact. There we go. Pull it up. And at this point, we could probably slide this out of the way. And get a tap handle and finish off the threads. Might be a bit hard because of that post that's in the way. And we need to countersink that. That should do the trick. I think it moved around, so we're going to have to probably square it back up again. Yep, I see that it did move. But at this point, we can loosen the clamps and get the thing back in place. Let's get rid of all of the stuff on the top. Okay, and we need a Allen. There it is. I mean, with a 90 degrees, so we can get a little bit of leverage on that. Oops, too slow. There we go. Nice and snug. And we got one in. So only 7 more to go.